Delinquent Duo, Forceful Sentry, Confiscation. And they would take these cards, they would put them on, and then they take them off, and they put a different card on. They did the same thing with Premature Burial and Call the Haunted. They used to just like alternate these motherfuckers for like no reason. No, excuse me. Not Premature and Call. Monster Reborn and Premature. There were just some cards that Konami like didn't know what the fuck they wanted to do with. Ring was banned before September 2007. Okay, fair enough. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Because I think most of my video has to do with, or at least the start of it has to do with like August. I want to say 2007, and then the rest is like going on towards that. But I'd have to look. See, the thing is, I don't know why. Maybe if I look up Wild Heart, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why Jeff Jones, why this deck isn't there, chat. It has his Stratos deck. Maybe I'm just missing it. Hold on. No, it's not on here. Yeah, that deck isn't. I'm gonna look up Wild Heart. Elemental Hero Wild Heart. Let's see if Jeff Jones's deck comes. No, see that Jeff Jones deck doesn't come up. But I could do a video. In fact, the only deck that comes up is some deck from 2013. But like, believe me, chat, and this is wherever you got this from, Big Pimpin', if it's from like a Trupe Dupe format, like list, this is that deck card for. I don't know why the side and the extra decks were irrelevant back then. No one used extra decks, or at least you didn't really use them unless you were playing machines or until Glad format. Yeah, I don't know why his side deck is, but this is I know the deck when I see it. Like this is the deck. Let's see. Holy, the Destiny Hero beatdown, T Hero. Yeah, this was kind of like a format. Chat, you guys. I mean, look, J Hero, kind of stuff. Chat, you'll notice, chat. Like basically every deck has Stratos in it. Like every deck, except not machines. Machines. Oh my god, this is such a great Yu-Gi-Oh story, chat. So just to give you guys a quick story. So this was an incredibly strong deck. It was built. The T comes from the duelist who built the deck. His name was, I said it before a little while ago, Terrastack Poonsabat. He's the one who created this deck, right? Terrastack. They used to say he was cursed, right? Because he would always get really far at like shonen jumps, but he could never win, right? And what eventually happened was, and Shane Scurry, who is on. Shane Scurry, this guy right here, he actually ended up winning a Shonen Jump with T's deck. So what T eventually did, chat, and I guess you could say this is kind of sad, T actually built this deck right here, Machines. He built this deck to counter his own deck. And this was at the time where T Hero was still very strong. This was the deck that he played that ultimately won him a YCS. He constructed this machine deck to beat his own deck. It's kind of like that scene in the Chimera Ant arc. If you guys remember when the little girl was playing against, I forget the green Frieza dude, when she was playing against him and he uses a move and she feels like kind of sad because she's like, I developed a plan, essentially, like that's my strategy and I developed a strategy to beat my own. It was exactly like that. It was so fascinating. T developed, because I mean he was like a master deck builder. He built both of these decks, like or invented, like not this J Hero shit, but this one right here, T Hero. He built this deck to beat his own deck, and that's what he actually had to do. Fascinating. Diamond Dude Turbo. This looks somewhat like Baboon Beast. Yeah, Big City. Yeah, this is Jeff Jones' deck. Womack Burn. Yeah, remember this one too. Let's see. Gadgets. Yeah, chat. Back in these days, chat, the only decks that used their extra decks were decks that played Future Fusion and like Overload and shit. Like if you didn't, what's it called? But you guys will notice, like Stratos is in a fucking ton of these GX decks. Like it's not gonna be in all of them, but a lot, like around that time, 2007, Stratos was like in everything. And the fact that Stratos even was like the staple play of Glads because they played Prisma, just kind of shows you like how fucking insane Stratos was. You playing Diamond Dude, you playing Big City, you playing fucking T-Hero, Perfect Circle Monarch. Like, your turn 1 normal summon's always gonna be this guy. Always. Capwit, Ultrageist versus Sally. Oh, okay. I thought this was the I thought this was the someone make, oh no, you guys had that Fuck That Volcanic Neva song, but I thought there was another like Yu-Gi-Oh diss or rap. Reaper brought up an interesting question. Why is it called Perfect Circle Monarchs? It's hard to, I know, okay. So the I'm not even sure like I remember like 100%. I'm not gonna use the word perfect because that would be like a bad pun. I'm not even sure that I remember exactly why it was called that. I think it had to do something with the concept of Ryza and spinning and like coming to a complete circle. Like I'd have to honestly research that shit. Like, no, it's not. It's not about no. It has to do with like the Monarchs. Yeah, where like you're spinning cards onto like the top of your opponent's deck, and then you're doing it like the next turn with like Malicious and another Monarch, and it makes like a complete circle or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Disc Commander is the circle. That's it, chat. Disc Commander, Ring of Destruction is the circle, chat. There you go. That's not a, no one said it had to make perfect sense, and plus I will admit I'm explaining it poorly. I'm gonna have to favorite this. This seems like a valuable resource. Mainly if I want to do videos on Big City and Womack's deck, because I still find Womack's deck is like it's so fucking obscure, but 99% of Yu-Gi-Oh player, unless you're an old boomer like me, like you have no idea. I'm super shocked you found this deck, Big Pimpin', because I always thought this was like one of the most fascinating decks. You just look at this shit on paper, you're just like, what does this do? But that used to be a viable win condition. Sometimes, chat, I don't think this concept works in new Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. But the concept of burning all your cards to do as much damage as possible and essentially kind of throwing advantage to the wayside. I'm not sure that that's something that really works in Yu-Gi-Oh now, unless you put it all into negations. But that used to actually, it's a highly dangerous and risky, like strategy. But a lot of times it overwhelms people. Like people, it just catches them off guard. You're just so aggressive. I used to say this. I think that's how John beat Adam Korn, with Six Samurai. Like I think John played so aggressive that like Adam didn't even know. Like Adam was just like, what? Yeah, that's how I think largely John beat Adam Korn with John Six Samurai. I think that's how he beat him in the finals of Shonen Jump Houston. John just played so aggressive from jump, because I'm pretty sure the first thing that happened in that duel was John got Mirror Force turn 1, and he just kept like push. Who cares what your back row is? I'm just ignoring it. Attack. What about Crusadia? I mean, yeah, like. Yeah, if you're, I mean, yeah, yes, basically like Go Second Crusadia. Yes, like a concept like that, Zelza. Like Go Second Crusadia tries to just put out as much damage as possible. There's no like backup plan. If you just run out of cards, you just lose. Yeah, that's how decks like Womack's deck and I would argue John Six Samurai, like that's how they operated. If you run out of cards, like if you look at this, there's no fucking recovery cards in this deck, chat. There's no card that like if you get it, you get like a plus. There's no fucking recovery in this deck. There's not even Pot of Avarice in this shit. Like you just burn through your cards as quickly as possible. There's a bunch of like cards like Limiter Removal, Dimensional Wall, Magic. These are all like neg 1s that just do burn damage. You know what I mean? Like if you run out of cards, you just lose. But if you just overwhelm your opponent, people who like set maybe one card, chat, if you set like a Mystic Tomato, or you went like one monster, like set one back row, okay, this deck might honestly just kill you. Because if this deck goes like Cyber Dragon, Lily, Brain Control, like you're fucking dead. Like, you know what I mean? If you go like Stratos, set one pass, and they go like, all right, Cyber Dragon, Lily, Brain Control, game. Or they go like Cyber Dragon, Trupe, Dupe, game. Cyber Dragon, Phoenix, Brain Control, fucking Limiter. Like that's how you played the deck. You just tried to like look at your hand and be like, how the fuck can I do 8,000? And if it wasn't quite enough, then you could cheese your opponent with these fucking random burn cards. Like, oh, you summoned a monster? All right, ring, game. Like that's how you. I find things like that fascinating. The 6 no. This isn't John's. Cause I don't know John's this off the top of my head, but he definitely didn't play Pulling the Rug. And in fact, I would honestly guess John played probably 4 traps or less. Nah, this isn't it. Nah, this isn't John's. Maybe John's on here. Does John have an H in his name? Why do I feel like John doesn't have an H in it? I'm gonna just type in more. Alright, let's see if we can find John's deck. Oh, PogChamp, they got it. They got John's deck. $32 deck, by the way, chat. $26 main deck wins Shonen Jump. Yeah, I'm gonna say the over/under on John's trap. I'm gonna say it's like 4. Basically, you didn't play a lot of traps this for like against Dad Return. Like that deck was so fucking fast. This is post Phantom Darkness, chat. This is when Power Creep got introduced into the game. Like, yo, 14. Yo, my goodness. Hold on. Was it all a lie? John played a 14 card extra deck. Yo, press 1 to eliminate John and strip his title. 14 card extra deck. Fraudulent winner, by the way. Fraudulent winner. Didn't even, yo, time for an exposed video. John, you are my hero. We found out your deck, it was fraud, 14 card extra deck. Let's see. By the way, this kind of like shows you guys. Like even fucking Six Samurai playing Cyber Dragon like this. If you guys ever like question Cyber Dragon's impact, like even fucking Six Samurai, like everything plays Cyber Dragon, just too good. Just everything plays Cyber Dragon. Oh, actually, okay, he played more traps than I thought. Call of the Haunted, Mirror Force, 2 Phoenix Wind. Phoenix Wind Blast was huge in Zexal, or excuse me, GX. 3 Solemns, ooh baby, Torrential Tribute. Oh yeah, so this, that's okay, that's what it was. All right, chat. So this was before Gateway, by the way. So for you guys like, oh, it's Gateway, saying no Gateway. This is what they used to do. They used to activate this piece of shit because like all the monsters are different levels. I was like, what? Well, this was it. He sided point. I mean, Pulling the Rug was just good. It's just good against Monarchs. Yeah, no one's saying Pulling. I don't think he main decked it. Yeah, this was this piece of shit. Oh my god. This is like not even old. This is old. It's actually second Old Sam's. The original Old Sam's would be, I think his name was Mike or Matt something or other. He played Sam's with or maybe it was Jeff Bergengarker or something. I'm gonna find him. He played Sam's with Trupe Dupe in it, just because Trupe Dupe was like Cyber Dragon. It was like so good. You play that shit and everything. But yeah, John played Reasoning, chat, and Reasoning is like grass. It's a card when you activate it, like no one knows what's gonna happen. And I tell you, if you got this fucking guy, chat, great. It was just hard. Because the thing about it is, this card was a hard counter to Dad Return. Dad Return, Great Shogun Sheen. It's not a negation card, but what it does is, your opponent can only activate one spell or trap each turn. I played Diamond Dude Turbo, and I was doing well. I ran into this deck. He reasoninged into Great Shogun Sheen. I think he set a Solemn. Yeah, he used his entire hand, and he set a Solemn. And my first play was, I think I Lightning Vortex, and he Solemned it. And I was like, oh god. Then I activated D-Draw to try to draw some more cards, and I had 3 spells, and I was like, oh shit, I can't use any more. I guess I fucking lose. Because against Samurai, what they would just basically try to play defense for like 1 turn. That's what they would do. Like, all right, whatever your best play is, I'm gonna Solemn it. If you got another player after that, I guess I'm fucked. But if you don't, like, I have enough damage on board probably to beat you, and you get 1 spell or trap. Break my board with 1 spell. I guess you guys can kind of say that turn 1, this could be a break my board-ish type deck, but this was as close as that's what I said. This is as close as you were gonna get to like break my board back in those days, chat. Is a card like Great Shogun Sheen that said decks like Teledad, or not Teledad, Dad Return, chat. Decks that played, okay, you guys are typing F. I'm thinking that the stream died. decks that played like 3 Allure Darkness, 3 Destiny Draw. Like if Dad Return, they played all these fucking draw cards. And what Samurai would do is they drop this guy. Like, all right, you get to use 1 draw card. You better fucking win off that draw card, because if you don't, like, you're gonna have a bunch of dead cards. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you with Samurai during the next turn. So yeah, I've never like taken that off my to-do list, chat. This event where John beat Adam Corn in the finals, but yeah, it was, man, dude, the good old days of Yu-Gi-Oh are just, oh my god, it makes me feel so old, but they were just so much better than today, chat. Like, if you guys are sitting here listening to me talk, does this sound more interesting than what we have in today's Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, to me, that just, all of this shit, whether it be like, this is why GX was such a fantastic era of Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I mean? Why I call it the Wild Wild West and stuff. Like, it just feels like everything was just so much more fucking, you had shit like this, and this. And these are decks that didn't, these weren't fucking scrub decks or shitty replay decks. These are decks that, like, made top 8s at, like, Shonen Jumps. Best decks from the GX era? I mean, this is gonna be objective. I mean, yeah, well, see, you can't necessarily judge by tops, because, like, Gladiator Beast came out in, like, the 4th to last set. Gladiator's Assault might have been the 3rd to last set. So, like, I don't really know how. Same thing with, like, you see Dad, right? This came out in Phantom Darkness. That's the 2nd to last set. The last set of GX was Light of Destruction. So I don't know how you argue what is the best deck. But, like, some of these decks weren't out as long. Glads and, you know, Dad would be, like, 2 examples. Not Falls. This right here is your strength. It's what we come to hear. Not you dueling Pegasus. Well, I mean, I hate to tell you, I had fun in those duels. Those duels, like, I mean, yes, I couldn't interact with the chat, but those duels were, whenever I play a competitive duel, chat, that I enjoy, which is not this format. Oh, another beautiful. I'd done a Yu-Gi-Oh story on this already, though. I do enjoy those duels. I think they're intense. But yeah, chat, I do need to get back to this, because you guys can just see there's so much. I think the best stories of Yu-Gi-Oh come from GX, because deck building, it's largely because deck building was so free-flowing. You had pretty much no barriers on you. Like, the only good archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh were, like, Destiny heroes, basically. Like, I don't even think E-heroes were good. Like, you see the Jeff Jones build, but that's just Jeff Jones being Jeff Jones. Like, it doesn't mean Elemental Heroes still sucked. He only ran 3 of them, and you ran Stratos and everything. Gladiator Beast eventually, but again, Gladiator Beast came out late. Like, you guys will notice a lot of these decks are like random collections of just cards. Like, they're basically look at any archetype that the characters played in the anime. They all sucked. Volcanics. I mean, you'll find some tops here and there, but so many of them were just bad that, like, players did shit like this. I'm gonna build gadgets. I'm gonna build, you know, Baboon Burn. I'm gonna play this Model Burn. Like, you just built like random shit. Everything in Yu-Gi-Oh is so archetype based now. You know, play 6 Samurai, but also play like Cyber Dragons in it and shit like that. Deck building was the Wild West. 5Ds too, before Insectors and Windups came out. You boomer, those came out in Zexal. Well, I guess kind of what you're saying. Machina gadgets were cool. Demise was another one. Yeah, Demise is another one, chat. Like, you could argue that Demise is an archetype, right? But the like, whoever the fuck came up, I think this was from the OCG. I think the Japanese players invented this. The idea of playing Demise and then playing a bunch of insects in it, like, dude, that's fucking playing Doomdozer, and like you seal this all with a bow by playing like Megamorphosis and taking cards like Doomdozer and turning them shits into Cyber Twin Dragons. Oh my god, it was lovely. Excuse me, Metamorphosis. Why did I just say Megamorphosis? Megamorph was used with Demise when you paid the life points down. Megamorphosis, ban that card. But yeah, Demise was like another example. Who would have thought, chat, to play a ritual card that nukes the board? But let's play insects with that. That'll be good, right, Cap? Like, you just say that and you're like, what? No. Why the fuck would you play insects with Demise? Like, oh, but it works. You know what I mean? Use the vanillas for advanced ritual art. and then use the vanillas from the graveyard to like summon Doomdozer, and then turn Doomdozer with Metamorphosis into fucking Cyber Twin Dragon. After you nuke the board, fucking Megamorph the Demise. Like, that shit was just, dude, GX was so good.